assimilation. Assimilate into the simulation, assimilate, elated. Assimilate, assimilarize, as similarities arise. Two type of similarities, a good gooding, a goody, baddie, a baddie's a baddie, goods, gooding. Simming, a sim, locks, a locking, unlocking, the sim locks, locking. Sim, smile, smiling, a smiles, a trials. Who's gonna smize with their eyes, the eyes are smizing, a rising, a riddles. Who's gonna unrid the riddles, a rid, getting rid of the rifts, a rifting. Getting rid of the rifts, a easing the drifting, a drifted, a bring it back, a backing, a back, the tracking. Backing and back, beckoning, a beck, spec, braiding, a braiding. I'm gonna braid you, braiding, a braid, condense, a densities, a deezing, a displease, a pleasing, a plea, planetary teasing. Planet, a net, put us in a planet netting. Put us in a planet, a plan of nets, cobwebbing, a webbing, a wedge's webbing, a webbed feet, a feeding, defeating our feeding on the sole of the foot, a feeding, feed, to smell my feet, a feeding, it's gonna be a feeding, feast, a feeding, forming, deform the forms, affording, deform the form, the forms, reform the forms, reload, roll, re-roll, re-roll the rolls, unroll the rolls, and rolling, wanna roll to the polling, are they pulling? They hijack the poles, a north pole, so pole pulling, a south pole, north pole, south pole, a pulling, a Garth and networks, pulling, a working, a networking, why is there so many work to works, a jerks, jerking, a jerking, a jerk, germophobia, phobias, cobras, copias, a pharmacopoeia, pia, who's gonna be a bees, a wow, wazing, a waxing, it moons, hazing, moon shining, a shine, the moon's shine, everything is shine, from shine, the shine, decept with the shininess, deception, resurrection, infection, rejection, erection, direct the rectal, inspect, it's gonna be a specking, a speck, dusting, a speck, I'm gonna speck you into the dust, redusting, dust, sniff a dusters, dusting, sniff a sniffy, a sniffles, a sniffle, ripples, a ripples of the water rings, ripples, a rippling, rips, drip, it's gonna rip, ripening, I need to take a breath, I need to take a breath, breathe the breath, and we've forgotten how to breathe, a breathing, we've only been breathing, we're breathing, why are we breathing, when there's so many breeze, no breezing, no breezes in this breeze, breathe, riding, a bribing, us a bribing, a brides, riding, a bribing, a braided, rivaling us, arriving, a marriage, carriage, riding, us, ride us, keep riding us, arisen, this prison, a prison of prisms, a presenting, wrap you up in a present, presenting, appraisals, a praise, a raise, a rising, a rip, ripping, a rip to rip, dripping, a drip, a ring, ripping, a ring, put a finger, ringing, a marriage, a singing, Mary, who are you gonna marry? The marrying, a hijack, the mother marries, the marrying, everybody's gonna be a mayor, and marrying, who's marrying the Marys, the mayor, ring. Mayors, ring. Ding, dom, they're gonna ditch you, they're gonna put you in a ditch, a ditch is a deed, deeds. They're not gonna do the deeds, deeding, they're doing, you're dazing, of hazing, a wazing, crazing, the wheeze, the craze. It's all a craze, craving, a craving, we're all in a craving, a cradle's a craving, a cradle, a raids.